action has been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion that has not been prior made? We cannot talk about it. So as the wording is, all those in favor? Opposed? Okay. Moves us on to 10.12, principal renewal of Mr. Sean Hendrickson. Also with the same wording as was, commensurate equivalent, need motion.
I'll make a recommendation for the renewal of Sean Hendrickson, NA step 14, the 2025-2026 school year as per salary schedule and an commensurate equivalent to certified negotiation.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll move on to 10.13, rehire of extracurricular coordinator / AD. Or I guess it's AD's stipend, right? So it's just the, however the wording is, I'm sorry.
I'll make the motion to recommend Brent Hall full-time for extracurricular coordinator with any commensurate certified increase to salary as well as athletic director stipend for the 25-26 school year.
I'll second.
Okay, been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Does that include our, it says commensurate, this is different language than we looked at it.
No,
Same.
all the same.
Same language. It's equivalent versus increase.
Yeah, that's me.
Was it seconded? Sorry, any other discussion? All those in favor?
Yep.
This is 10.14, rehire food service director.
I make the motion to recommend Wendy Weeder for the 25-26 school year as food service director with a salary of $39,001.49 and any commensurate increase to the certified staff.
Second.
Moving second, any discussion? Does she not have a schedule?
No.
She also doesn't have. Oh, okay. I didn't think so. I just want to clarify. Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor? 10.15, rehire of technology, Mr. Nesper.
I'll make a motion to rehire Jesse Nesper as Director of Instructional Tech for 25-26 school year. Recommended salary increase to be commensurate with any increase in certified staff added to this fee schedule.
Second that.
Okay, moving second, any discussion? All those in favor? Sorry.
Did you raise your hand?
I did, yeah. It's after midnight, isn't it? Okay, move on to 10.16, calendar for the 25-26 school year. Looks like we had a calendar committee.
Calendar committee recommended calendar for the 25-26 school year. All the details are on this page as far as class time, hours, number of PIR days, record days, total school days, 173. Total days for teachers, 184.5, and the calendar is attached as well. Or Ducks wants to know if I like it. No. And here's a single page calendar attached. So this is from the calendar committee and all agreed upon recommendation.
Just being part of that discussion, it's December or Christmas and New Year's was a little better falling this year than past year, which gave us an opportunity to get some more days off during spring and Fridays to fit a few different schedules and reasons. I think it's the only other big change I think needs to be highlighted is the discussion and recommendation by the staff and admin to move graduation to a Friday.
I'll make the motion to recommend the attached calendar for the 25-26 school year is recommended and agreed upon by the calendar committee.
One second.
Okay, we're moving to second. Any other discussion?
On the bottom of that page, Mr. Surgeon.
The single
Yeah, that page that's up there on the bottom. The summary. So it's 173 days, is that what I'm getting? That's for
Yes.
students, right?
Yes.
Teachers are 180 or 180, is that right? 180?
I have to go back. It was, teachers are
says 180.
184.5.
Okay. And 1,090 hours?
1,090.4 hours.
Do we know what the minimum contact time for students is?
1,080.
1,080.
The minimum is 162 and a half, or no, I'm sorry, that's hours, not days.
It's outlined on that first page.
So, so there's 9 Fridays off, right? No school days outside of holidays. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 days. How tough would it be to go to a 4-day week? I mean, we wouldn't even have to lengthen the day much, would it? Like almost.
Quite a bit.
We would? We're already 10 days over, 10 hours,
It'd be 1 4-day.
10 days over.
4-day school week's about 148 school days. We're at 173. So yeah, it's considerable.
So what would you be talking, adding an hour to a day, something like that? Yeah, hard to say. Yeah, I was just curious about it. So,
Any other discussion?
The moving graduation, was that part of this? Was it this year they're moving it to Friday or looking to?
Next year.
26 next year.
Is that still that Cosby All-Star game?
That's on Saturday.
Because they've been having to kind of run back and
Run
forth.
back and
So
forth,
this
yeah.
time they'll just miss the banquet. If there was,
If they moved it.
and then go over for the full day.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect you until you have one that affects.
Yeah.
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 Or she didn't have to miss the banquet.
That was brought up in the discussion. The other was timing of other graduations on the reservation or in the county that are on the same day and conflicts.
And friends. Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor of the new school year calendar? Okay, 10.17 coaching recommendation, looks like all fall and winter.
So
Everybody
football,
has some.
middle school football, we're still looking for one position. Head volleyball, we need to advertise that one in the newspaper. No assistant yet hired for that. Middle school volleyball, we have Mr. Grant, still looking for another one there. Cross country, Casey Homer. High school wrestling, Jason and Jamie Peterson. Middle school wrestling, Loud Cronk, Chase Bauer. High school boys basketball, Stewart and Wasey. Middle school boys basketball, Tim Krantz, Al Morjo. High school girls basketball, we still need to publish that in the paper along with the assistant. And middle school girls basketball, we have one, still need one more for that.
I make the motion to recommend the list that has been provided for coaching recommendations. Can I just say that instead of going through everybody?
List is presented.
Yeah, the list as presented.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, he's been moved and seconded. Any discussions?
A year ago, we decided kind of and went with the head coaches as separate action items in case there was something that wanted to. Because once the head coach is hired, then they're kind of responsible for vetting all their assistants and middle school program. And I still prefer that format. Do you remember that? There, because we,
Yeah, it's just, it's hard. I mean, there's a lot of coaching positions and we're already at 18 items.
head
We're gonna-
coaches, probably not. Six there. but-
And if they're repeats, I mean, new coaches, we'll try to break those out, but
There's
for
one
the sake
new,
of,
Well, and that's the job.
And I don't
of
mind
the
assistants
extracurricular
as
committee, too.
a mass group, but what if you, heads, I think should be a separate action item.
there's one new head that's on this list, or it's actually postponed on this list until advertisements is done.
So it will be a
That will be
separate,
a separate item.
yeah,
Yeah, so there's only one new head.
and that makes a difference.
So we'll have to reapprove the high school girls basketball the next meeting.
Yep, and high school volleyball coach also. Will have to be next meeting.
Okay.
Both heads on that. And the assistant of the girls.
Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor of the presented list? Any opposed?
Too big, your list.
Got the numbers down? I got them. Yep, 10.18, coaching recommendation for. middle
recommending
school.
hiring Sydney Brander as a third middle school track coach. These are case by case for the middle school, and currently middle school track has 38 track right now, and that's pretty heavy load for two people. So we're recommending a third middle school track coach.
Make a motion to recommend Cindy Brander as a third middle school track coach.
I'll second that.
Okay, moving second, any discussion?
Is the high school practicing in Ronan? Is that the bus I called in? Are they practicing here?
Twice a week, I think they try to go up to Ronan, take the bus up, one of our buses.
Take everybody.
Mhm.
When you don't have the high school coaches out there along with the middle school, then that definitely would be an issue, just covering the pits and the throws. You gotta have somebody to throw on.
They're just a lot. I mean, that's a lot of kids. 38's a lot. That's
Yeah.
more than normal.
High school, but it'd be nice to get the high school so they have facilities, they could stay here and then all of them gotta work together. And
5.
Yeah.
It takes a lot, yeah.
That's what
Throw
Mr.
pole vault
Marchand and
in.
I are working on, building.
Throw pole vault in, then you gotta have somebody standing that
Yeah.
constantly too.
Yeah.
The dollar amount, 2410, is that off the extracurricular makers? Does it reflect the 2%?
Not yet. That is tied to the master agreement, so coaches, whether they are certified or not, are.
They're still tied to this year's. Next year's will come in
Yeah,
until
and
fall.
you're correct, Sydney is. doing this year, so.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Okay, let's end a new business, move on to 10.01 enrollment, reports.
Crawling up. Enrollment's crawling up. That's good news.
What has been the increase since we reversed the cutoff date?
The cutoff date didn't affect it too much, but Harmony kids definitely have helped. 24, I believe we have Harmony students, so that's helped quite a bit. That's half, so you could say 12. It's increased 12.
Since
A and
we,
B, so
is that
that's
since we released the deadline? 12?
12 total. I mean, 12, there's 24 Harmony kids
Okay.
right now. So you figure 12 on the positive side, a full A and B.
That's just informing.
The high school numbers down 12, do you have a sense of where those kids are going?
You could survey kids and it's really, and you could ask Mr. Hendrickson, but my experience has been, it's not one specific place they're going. We're not losing them.
It's not dropout.
No, and we're not losing them to, in the past, we've lost a lot of students to Charlotte. That's really not happening anymore. We used to lose a lot to Eagle. That's really not happening anymore. Students move up and down the valley. That's still consistent. Moving in, moving out, more and more outside, German Baptist, Amish, those are always a challenge. So.
Moves on to 11.02, administrative leadership reports. SIFT is someone still here? Nothing to add to that, so we will move on to the AD. Is he still here? Mr. Hall, you got anything to add to your? You got anything to add to yours? Mr. Hall?
I'm sorry.
You're on your report. You got anything?
Nothing to
Okay.
add.
I had a quick question. Did they ever iron out that if they quit, you'd refund some money? We visited on that. Do you have something in writing there to the schools on refund of their participation fee or whatever term you use?
That will come when I send invoices at the end of the school year, then the only ones affected by it that I know is wrestling. There's some other wrestlers from Charlotte dropped out, so I'll do that on
Because once they paid for that,
they all signed the new co-op agreement, which talks about it, so I just have to figure out how many days they'll pay and how much they're getting.
and that's at the end of the season.
Right, I mean, we haven't collected the money yet, so it'll be a prorated amount based on how many days those kids participated before they dropped out. If that makes sense.
Anybody else? Thank you. Moves us on to Jack, Mr. Nesper.
Nothing to add unless you have any questions.
When are you anticipating hearing about the E-rate decision?
End of April is what the code is.
End of April?
So hopefully by next week.
Cool.
Anybody else? All right, moving on to middle school, high school, Mr. Hendrickson.
Nothing
Nothing to add?
more unless you have questions.
I see there's a campus cleanup on the 23rd.
Yeah.
Is that like a half-day thing, or how is that gonna,
Is that a what?
is it a full day, half-day, what's the plan, or
No, it's just a morning
just a morning?
during advisory where we're doing it in conjunction with the city of St. Ignatius and their Earth Day stuff. So they'll have a dumpster down by the
City Hall.
City Hall, thank you. And we'll have a map, designated areas, middle through high school to do that. So we're excited to be a part of that. We love giving back to the community.
Thank you.
Feedback from the Gear Up kids that went to DC?
Yeah,
No, it's
Just
close up.
Close up, yeah, close up.
close up.
Looked like they just, from the pictures,
Yeah.
with all
Pretty life changing
the, yeah.
for some, yeah, especially the museum stuff was pretty amazing, but they got to see stuff they've never seen, right? Amazing experience for the adults that went. Thanks to Ms. Schilling and Ms. Keys for making that happen, and for the kids, our kids were like top notch. They were like not an issue, not a problem. Made the other groups, because you get paired up with other, maybe not even paired up, like 2 or 3 other schools, and yours and our kids were like here compared to everybody else. So they did awesome experience. We were all like, man, we should find a way to make this happen. It'd be great to make it happen for as many people as possible. Just how valuable
Yeah, they won't forget that.
yeah, Yeah, so hopefully the idea is every 2 years. So not next year, and we'll be able to go in 2 years. So I think with this first one, we just needed to get there, get everybody, and then really try and work towards that. So they have basically 2 years to fundraise instead of one like they did last year.
Anybody else? All right. Yeah, anything else, Ed?
That's it.
All right. Thank
Spring.
you.
Spring kid.
Move on to elementary, Ms. Moore.
Nothing more to report.
Okay. Any questions for her? Okay, we'll move on to district office and news. Mr. Sargent.
STARS Act was up today. I have not heard how that turned out. And legislative update is included with that. And I also included building and grounds in there as well, but no, I don't have anything additional to add.
Okay,
So we didn't go to the job fair, is that correct?
No,
But I thought I saw an expenditure for job fair on
we did.
will it cost us even if we don't go?
Yeah. No, we registered to go
Oh,
and we had at that time, we had our applicants and we found out that the job fair this year at U of M was everybody. It wasn't just a teacher fair. So lesson learned. And we had at that point, everybody hired that we had everybody positions filled. So we did not attend.
if we hadn't, might have you gone?
Yes.
Yeah. My thoughts are,
There was very few, I went to the MSU for last, 2 years before, not this last year, 2 years before, very few applicants, and the same with last year at the U of M. I mean, there's a chance, there's just not a lot of students that attend. I heard U of M had 27 graduates this year, so I was optimistic if we still had positions to fill that we would have attended, but as I expected, there was very few teacher applicants at the fair.
yeah, I'm sure it sounds like the rep is not good. My only thought was, it is an opportunity to promote the brand a little bit, you know, I mean, even if you come home empty-handed, it'd be nice to get the message out in other ways. But I'm not sure that it's worth it, so, anyway. That was my only question.
anybody else?
The impact aid. And that's what I was talking about. I know you're probably just, that was, you wanted to show people the importance of it, but it was a huge exaggeration of the fact to me, and it just kind of sat wrong because it was like general fund, all salaries, which wasn't true, and then impact aid, everything else, which is far from true. But I just, what possessed you to,
If you read the article,
I was going by the TV.
okay, yeah, if you can talk about school finance in 10 seconds,
Yeah, well, don't try that. Yeah,
good luck. I visited with them for 40 minutes. They took what they wanted about impact aid. If you read in there, impact aid's 25%, everything else is general fund.
yeah, I was just
That's
going by
what I
the
said.
TV news that I saw, so.
He
Sorry
did
about that.
it, he did it to me too. Like, the guts of the article was good stuff and he took one quote.
Yeah, but it came through and nothing was back on
We were
schedule.
paid
Today,
today, when I got back from the baseball game, we received up to 90%, so for the year. 2 months late, 10% less than what we were hoping for. They are holding 4% back. My guess is probably just to make sure things keep rolling. We'll probably see that within 2 years, if we do. So
90%?
90%.
94% first, right? We were expecting 94, we got 90.
We got 90, they're holding.
All right,
And then I just would encourage us all, I guess, to really pursue the building and grounds. I think there's a lot of work to be done, and I know Alan is strapped with it. And, so if we can find ways to help him out, that's what I'm gonna try and do.
Only hiring one high school, will that cut into the mowing or maintenance?
No.
They were more painters or?
We hired 2 before. We're just hiring 1. There's not as many projects as we've had in the past, and it's a cutback. Yeah, they're going to have to do less. They're going to have to do more with less, just like everybody else. Unfortunately.
anybody else? All right, we adjourn 9:28.
Thank you, sir.